First time. Hello there guys, hope you're all staying well, hope you're staying safe, and I hope you are looking after each other. As part of Hampshire Constabulary's week of action between the 15th and the 22nd of March, we've got for you another little video. Today it's going to be around a bit of mobility for those who sit at desks quite a lot. So we sit at desks, we're in this messed up, I've said it before, little messed up T-Rex position. We've got flexed ankles, flexed knees, flexed hips, and then we've got these internally rotated shoulders. I mean that don't look right, does it? I mean, good grief. So what we've got for you today is a little video. It's going to be around about 6 to 10 minutes just to try and open up neck, shoulders, a few little bits and bobs to help you feel a little bit better and get a little bit of blood flow if you can't get out and about. If you're doing this in the office and you've got your stab vest, take your stab vest off. You should be relaxing at every given opportunity because it doesn't put us into a great position, especially if we're sat in the chairs, we're sat inside cars, we're sat in everything else. It's just going to absolutely mess us up. So what we're going to do today, we're going to get straight into it. So you've got your desk, make sure you've got a good seated position. Make sure that you have done your assess right and you've got your desk set up nicely. There you go, help the safety conscious me. We'll start off with a neck side stretch. I'll show you from the front. It's just going to be drop to the side, couple of seconds, bring it up, switch to the other side. I am going to make awkward eye contact occasionally. Deal with it. Bring it back up. Just from the side view there, I'm just going to face the desk. Turn my neck to this side and to the other side. This is not my normal working arrangement. I don't live, it's too cold in here. Okay, we're going to do one more on each side. About 5 seconds each side. And we're just going to bring back up the centre. Okay, we're going to turn our head this time. So we're going to turn our head first off to the right. If you turn to the left if you really want, I ain't bossy you. But we're going to turn our head to the right. And when we do so, try and make sure you don't slouch down like this. You've got a nice straight spine. And as you're pulling you're moving your head round to the right side, you might feel a little bit of stretch across here. This big sternocleidomastoid, this big, great big muscle across the side of your neck. Try and push your left shoulder down a little bit. Feel a bit more of a stretch. As you come up, turn to the other side. Remember, feel that stretch down here. I'll say again, sternocleidomastoid. Makes me sound clever if I say that. Huge, great word, isn't it? Try and push that right shoulder down. Feel a stretch across your neck. Okay, shake that a little bit. Do shoulder circles next. So hands down by the side of your chair. And there's going to be nice, big shoulder circles. We're going to go forward to start with. Remember to keep straight back when you're doing this. We don't want to see any of this. Like I said, if you're wearing your stab vest, it's at this point your stab vest is going to tell you, no, you're not doing this movement. Really try and accentuate those circles, make it as far back as you can, high up as you can, as far forward and down. And now we're going to reverse it. So we're going to go up and back, down. Really accentuate that shoulder movement as you go through. Keep a nice neutral spine as you go through the movement. Remember to breathe. I clearly am because I haven't shut up once yet. That's how I roll. Okay, shake that out. Next thing we're going to do is reach up. So we are going to sit on our seat, keep our back nice and neutral, and we're going to try and raise our hands up and back as far as we can. Try not to allow your ribs to come up. Try and keep, if you can understand that, imagine you're bracing your stomach for a punch, and it's going to need to keep your rib cage down a little bit. And we're going to try and bring our hands up and just let them come down. Don't let them flop down, keep them under control. We're going to do 5 of those. 2, hold it for a moment. Come down. Breathe out into 3. 4. Hold it there. Down. This last one, we're just going to hold on to it for a moment. So big breath out. Okay, and release that. Shake it out. Should have nice warm shoulders at this point. Now we're going to give a little bit more love to those shoulders for a second, okay? Hands going to go on our desk. We're going to move our butt to the edge of our seat, not so far that you're likely to fall off, mind. Okay, hands onto the desk there. I just want you to push your head down past your shoulders. Feel a little bit of extension back to your shoulders. If you find that is just too easy, and you're too flexible for that, you can, safety permitting allowed, as long as it's not going to bust your knees or anything like that, pop your knees so the table is a little bit higher comparatively, and do this. If you need to create that extra range of motion, there's no problem doing that. Okay, just keep holding on to that for a moment. Just going to go back to where we were. Okay, take a breath and come up. Now we're going to go into a chest stretch into a pull down. It looks obscenely like you're flexing when you do this movement. I make no apology, it's happening. Okay, so we're going to start off with a chest stretch. Stretch our chest out, and then we're going to pull our elbows like we're trying to tuck them into our back pockets. Okay, so reach up, then we're going to come down to the sides, and all the time I want you to try and bring your hands back as far as they'll go, so really opening up that chest. And then after a moment there, we're going to bend our elbows and try and tuck our elbows into our back pockets. We're going to look like we're giving it the gun show. Yes, I am wearing a t-shirt 2 sizes too small for me. I'll choose it. Arms up. And we're going to come out to the side. Hold it there for a really wide stretch. Elbows into our back pockets again. And one more, up. We're going to come down. Hold that there for a couple of extra seconds. Then we're going to put our elbows into our back pockets, hold it there. And then if you really want, you can give it some of that. That's entirely up to you. That's not mandatory. Right, now we've given a lot of love to our shoulders. We're going to give a little bit of love towards the lower body in terms of our hips now and our glutes. So figure 4 stretch. If you've ever done a figure 4 stretch on the floor or anything like a pigeon stretch, so we're stretching piriformis, glute muscles, things like that, we're taking care of that. We're going to do it here, but we're going to do it seated. So this is a regress version. It should be slightly easier. So some of you might find this almost too easy, but it's beneficial to do nonetheless, especially given that we're sat down. So we're going to put our left ankle on top of our right thigh, round about our knee level. And what we can do is we can just bring our left knee up, we can pull it up towards us a little bit, and we should feel that stretch in our glute here, your butt muscle right there. So bring that up, try and keep a nice neutral spine. What you can do as well also is from this position, if you find it's too difficult to do that, you can have your knee just down here and you can lean over and you should start to feel a stretch in the same place again. So come up, then we're going to breathe out, come back down again. Okay, we're going to come up, we're going to switch legs over. So I'll show you from the side position here. Remember, if you're feeling quite flexible, that right ankle goes on top of the left knee. You're going to pull this knee up towards you. You feel a stretch in your glute, keeping a neutral spine. The alternative is you bring your knee back down to that neutral position and you lean over. So you come over on top of that leg, you feel that stretch in your piriformis here. Nice big diaphragmatic breathing. And take another breath. Okay, we'll come up for a moment. And then we're going to come down to do one more. And each time you exhale, you should feel you're able to go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Okay, bring that out. Now we've got our last stretch. This is called the couch stretch. If you've got a static chair with 4 legs, this is, of course, a little bit more stable. If you've got a wheelie chair like I have, make sure you are safe and secure in this movement, okay? Because if you've got something that's going to move around as your anchor point, then you've got to make sure you are safe and secure. If you want to do this on the floor, you can. It's called a couch stretch because normally you do this up against the sofa. So you'd have, as an example, you would have seen it in some of the videos before, you're going to be in this position here. This leg is going to be up close to your butt because you're going to be having the sofa pressed behind you. So what we're going to do is, if you've got the mobility to do it, is using your desk for a little bit of balance. Put your foot, sorry, your knee where your butt would normally go. Your foot's going to go up here where your back normally goes, and you're just going to, you are going to drive your hips forward so you feel a stretch through the front of your quad there. Just going to hold that for a moment. That's that psoas muscle in front of the hip that's going to get really tight when we sit down in that flexed position. Like I said, when we've got those flexed hips, and we're sat in the car, we're sat writing emails, we're sat taking reports, we're sat on constants doing all those things, they get really tight. Let's come release out of that. I'm going to show you this other side from the front. And when they get super tight, hold on a minute, Turns out my balance isn't as good as I thought it was. There we go. When we sit in that position for ages, our muscles get really short, they get really tight, and they don't want to be nice and long and limber and loose. And what we're trying to do here is just loosen it up a little bit, free ourselves of all that restriction, that pain, that discomfort when we stand up. So remember to push those hips forward from this point. If we're just doing this and we're relaxing, it's doing nothing, we want to engage our glutes and push our hips forward. That's going to allow us to feel that stretch across the front of the quad there. Okay, one more big breath in. Okay, relax, come out of that. You can say namaste if you want. I'm not going to personally, but like I said, that's entirely up to you. That's a little something, just a few minutes. If you're sat at your desk, there is absolutely no reason, especially if you're working from home, that you can't just bang this movement out a little bit and get that done, create a little bit of a flow, create a little bit of a stretch. If you did that at least once a shift, if you're feeling conscious about it, just go to a little side office somewhere and go and do it for a couple of minutes. No one's going to notice for a few minutes, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yeah, if you're on shift, if you're on a night shift, you need to wake yourself up, get a little bit of blood flow, you can go and do that, absolutely no problem at all. If you want to see any more mobility workouts, anything like that, do give us a shout, comment below, like, follow, subscribe, all those bits and bobs. Please share with a mate who you think could benefit from this, someone who has a little bit of back pain, someone who works from home that might benefit from creating a little bit of movement in their day. Have a brilliant day, look after each other, stay safe.